Welcome, one and all, to another episode. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me once again for another live stream is my co host from Sunday Night Frontiers, TKO from the Digital Department of Defense.
TK, oh no, right now. What are you doing, Hollywood?
Well, let's get into it, shall we? As
I
you can
mean,
see from.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go.
Oh no, all I was gonna say is I'm gonna have to pour me a little something because like Terrence Pop, I'm gonna have to pour me a menagerie to deal with like tonight. Oh, and oh yeah, I forgot. We're gonna have to talk about what Crunchyroll's doing, right?
Oh, about that High Guardian Spice.
Yes, we gonna have to talk about that.
Well, you can talk about it more than me because I've only read a few things on it, but from what I have read, it sounds like it's going to be a mess.
Oh, God. Oh my God. Yes, bruh. It's not going to be a mess. Okay, so you know how to. Okay, I have a new term. You know dumpster fire, right?
I mean,
right. You know, there's a term dumpster
clusterfuck
fire, right?
is what I've always been. Yeah, but I've always liked clusterfuck.
I know. Take a dumpster fire, put it on. No, take not a dumpster fire. Take a whole like cargo container of garbage and light that on fire. Put that across train tracks. Then have a freight train filled with garbage and liquid feces coming towards the train, the container fire. Then have an airplane coming down. Then have, okay, a supervillain freeze time. So all three of those things, not freeze time, slow time, impact at the exact same time. And that's what that shit's going to be. Literally. There's not even a word in human language to describe what that's going to be. It hasn't been invented yet.
No, but there's been a lot of questionable decisions by Hollywood when it comes to films and TV shows, and all these streaming services. Nobody can afford all these streaming services. Just like they tried to cut the cord of cable because cable was getting too expensive with all the channels that were available that nobody was hardly watching, because who's going to watch 500 some odd channels when a lot of people watch channels on a regular basis that we're going to watch, depending on the program.
Yeah, exactly. I knew this was going to happen. When like Disney's going to go off and do Disney Plus and HBO. I'm like, no one is going to buy all your shit. You guys literally just fucked yourselves.
Nobody can buy all their shit. I mean, we're in a world, let alone one country, multiple countries, where people have been out of work for a year. Who's going to be able to afford all these?
Not even that. Let's take the coof, okay, the beer bug, completely out of the equation. That still doesn't matter. Okay, like right now, okay. For a time, it was Netflix or Hulu. Okay, cool. You got two options. Okay. So it's like $10 each, so that's about $20. Fine. Disney had a lot of their shit on there. HBO shit was on Hulu or Netflix. It was one of the two. So you could pick one and be like, okay, what's say studios or shows, or what do I want to watch the most? And you pick between Hulu or Netflix. Okay. Everyone was getting some money. But then their greed kicked in and go, wait, why share money with Netflix or Hulu? We can put out our own thing and charge $10 too. When they started doing that, go ahead.
In Disney's case, they like to charge you $30 just to see a movie you can and pay $10, $15, $20 to go see and get the theater experience. But, a lot of people nowadays, and it brings us to our first subject of conversation, would rather stay home in the convenience of their own home so they can, pause the movie when they need to pause the movie, get up, use the bathroom when they need to use the bathroom, get a snack, whatever.
Okay.
Handle a phone call. And
well, okay. On that
because note, in relations to this weekend's box office, if I could speak this evening, for the Suicide Squad. It says the Suicide Squad misses mark at 72 million to prey as COVID complications continue international box office, and this is coming out of Deadline, and it's written by Nancy Cart Tartaglione. I hope I'm saying it right, and it goes on to say,
Wait, pause for a second. Hold
update.
on 1 second. 1 second. Before we continue, so the whole paying the $30 thing, right? There's actually a defense for that because when you think about it, the movie theater right now is kind of more for solo experiences if you're going by yourself, or if you're like unmarried, like say you're taking a date to the movies, okay? Because if you have, like I said, who said it? It was, I don't know, was it Jeremy? Someone was like, okay, you go to the movie theaters and you have 2 kids and a wife, and you're, say if you're just a breadwinner, say you're the man and you have a stay-at-home wife. That's like $20 per person, not to mention another $30 or $40 you're spending on popcorn and all that bull crap. So it's like, okay. So if you are a family man, then it makes sense to stay home, give them $30 and watch the movie at home. Eat all your own snacks versus like $100 you could be dropping easily, taking your family of 4 to the movies.
Not only that, I'm going to add this. Why are you going to give Disney $30 to watch a movie out in the theaters when there's the theaters, and all you have to do is pay $15 to watch it on HBO Max? So, are you going to give Disney that 30, or are you going to give Warner Brothers half that amount and still get the at-home experience?
Like I said, it depends. It depends.
Yes, it depends. If there's a Warner Brothers movie coming out that you want to see, then you're going to stay at home. If there's a Disney movie that you want to see, you're either going to stay at home or you're going to go to the theater.
Yeah, but it's more like it depends on, like I said, whether you're a single man, family man, or you're just dating, dating someone. Like I said, you can take her to the movies and have that theater experience, for around the same price. But if you have like a bunch of kids and a wife and all, yes, it's better off you staying at home and just, whatever. But like I said, I wouldn't want to have to pay that much on top of a subscription that you won't be paying monthly. Like if you've been subscribed for a certain amount of time, Disney shouldn't charge you for it. But Disney's greedy. Disney's losing money because they're a full woke company, and everything that they're putting out is practically failing right now. So I understand their greed.
They're not the only ones that are putting out garbage right now. A lot of them are putting out garbage right now, and
well, yeah, you're correct.
A few weeks ago, where Matt Stone and Trey Parker of South Park fame have been given a hefty raise, and part of that deal is to produce 14 South Park TV movies. Now, are they going to live up to that? That remains to be seen.
I'm surprised they haven't been burnt out, but never mind. I forgot. This is South Park. South Park makes its freaking money off of insulting current events and pop culture that's going retarded. So they'll probably have content forever because they don't have to make it up themselves. All they got to do is watch the news and go, "Damn, we stupid," and then make a show about it.
Well, I remember reading an article, and this was several years ago. Something could pop up in the news the week an episode's supposed to air, and they're adding more to that episode, and they're going right at the midnight hour, the midnight oil, and producing that episode still and adding whatever that current event of the week is into that episode.
South Park is pretty much an animated version of the Babylon Bee.
You broke up there. I don't think the audience heard you.
Oh, I said South Park is pretty much the animated version of the Babylon Bee.
Yep, they've always poked fun at both sides. They haven't, chosen one side or the other. They see something to make fun of, they're going to make fun of it.
That's why they're successful, because everyone gets it.
That's what Saturday Night Live used to do. Saturday Night Live used to poke fun at both sides. Mm-hmm. And they don't do it anymore.
Do you remember the time when Bill Barr was like, oh, God, the internet's creepy. Could you remember the time when Bill Barr was like, oh, my God, Biden, it's hard to make fun of him. I'm like, are you blind? That fool can't even say a whole sentence.
Politicians are ripe for the picking.
Should be. Politicians from one side is okay for the picking, but not, both.
I mean, you should be able to make fun of both sides because you can see both sides doing stupid stuff, and it's like, okay, I'm going to make fun of that.
Yep.
That's my view.
Oh, no, I agree. I 100% agree. It's like, stop it. America is not a nation of snowflakes. We are a nation of warriors. We are a nation of defenders. We're a nation of go-getters. Okay? We're not a nation of, oh my God, your words are violence. What? Words are not violence, you idiot.
Oh,
we are literally a nation being run by insane asylum prospects. Like, what are you talking about?
Look at everything that happened after the debut of Netflix's Masters of the Universe debacle, and how Kevin Smith was.
Wait. When did that come out? I've heard of Mistresses of the Universe, but where's the Masters of the Universe? It hasn't come out. What are you talking about?
Tila and the Mistresses of the Universe, Tila and the Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
The show where Skeletor sounds like the Joker.
You just can't get over that, can you?
Because he does. Mark Hamill is doing 100% the Joker. He's not even trying to do his own version of Skeletor. It's the Joker.
I mean, you could copy Skeletor, I guess. I mean, he's technically doing his own thing.
Yeah, technically doing his own thing. He's doing his own thing that he's done for, gosh, since 1992 with Batman the Animated Series, and that's the Joker.
Listen, you bumbling boob. He's not allowed to be true, Skeletor. I have that shit copyrighted, don't you know?
Silence, you boob!
Beastman, get your hands out of those chips. Those are mine! Anyway, sorry for the interruption.
All right. So, back on to the topic of discussion. We're talking about the box office for...
Rant is over for now.
The Suicide Squad. And it says, after debuting at 6.7 million from 5 overseas markets last weekend, Warner Brothers DC's The Suicide Squad moved into wide offshore release this session, taking 35 million from 69 total international box office markets. This is a touch below the like-for-like opening of 2020's disappointing Birds of Prey. And I heard that movie was disappointing. When that movie was out, everything shut down.
Okay.
Everything went into shutdown. Everything went into lockdown during that movie's release. So, would it have done more? Birds of Prey?
Bruh, Kong versus Godzilla was out during the lockdown, and how much bank did that movie make?
That movie made bank, but they're talking about DC in particular. You know how DC has never been able to catch the lightning in the bottle that Marvel has.
Okay.
And every attempt that they've made to try to catch that lightning in the bottle has failed. Batman v Superman, I was asked by friends to go with that, and I have no interest in that movie. And then I rented it, and I went, "Wow, this is embarrassingly bad."
Yeah, because just to let you know, Kong versus Godzilla made $467 million. Million.
Mm-hmm. It did well at the box office.
It dunked on everything.
Yeah, because what did people want to see? They wanted to see two big monsters fight, two big kaiju fight. That's all I watched it for. I didn't care about the human characters. It's like, okay, enough of the human characters. Back to the monsters.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so getting back to 2020's disappointing Birds of Prey, 36.6 million at today's rates, and under the 40 million we were seeing coming into the frame. The offshore cume. Oh, come on. Just say the offshore total. Come on. Don't try to be fancy and appeal to a higher level of reader. Come on. Anyone that reads this, including me, just wants to read it for the gossip in the news. As far as the entertainment world is concerned. Anyways, the offshore cume is now 45.7 million, and the global total with domestic debut is 72.2 million. Still, this is well reviewed. James Gunn helmed franchise entry, had a strong and it's already opened overseas markets and notably landed number one valves in Russia, Mexico, Brazil, Spain, and Italy. Japan is due to release on August 13th. And sorry, I've played many fighting games where they try to overemphasize the name of the country that your character is going to fight in. What fighting game may I be referring
Street Fighter.
to? Street Fighter.
Yep.
All right. So it says, nevertheless, and despite positive reactions, hopes were higher that for Suicide Squad, and there are several factors contributing to the lackluster start. And it says closures in Australia and Mexico, and the introduction of health pass requirement in Italy, which, if you've been paying attention to the news, there have been some protests in Italy about that.
This protest is happening everywhere.
Oh, I'm just mentioning Italy since it was mentioned in the article. So
France is like on fire right now. France is done.
And
They're done with this bullshit. France is like, we're done with this shit.
Yeah, it's getting to France in this article.
Oh,
Said
okay.
in Italy this weekend impacted the debut. The ladder market was down overall by an estimated 70% in France. There is still confusion over and contempt for the health pass, with competition from local titles was felt there was, as well as in Germany and Korea. So you have people who, instead of going to the movies, they are gonna voice their opinion about what's going on. And that's what people should be doing. They should be standing up. They should be voicing their opinion. You don't like what's going on in your country? The only way you can change it is by
Bruh,
vocalizing your opinion, going into the voting booth and changing the vote.
Yeah, but you're falling for the misdirection, bruh. The misdirect. Now, do you remember back? Not remember back. Currently, the Cubans are protesting, right? And no,
Cubans
the
are
media.
protesting because they can't begin the vaccines like they should be.
Yes, that's the misdirect. No, the Cubans like, no, we're protesting communism. But the media say, oh, they're protesting because they're not getting, they're the COVID cases, and they're like, no, we don't give a shit. This is a misdirect. Okay, right now, you could go ahead and pretty much guarantee that when the media covers Hollywood, it's always going to be a misdirect. One of the reasons why that these movies are failing right now, especially movies, because there's a chain. Birds of Prey has tainted DC and anything having to do with Margot Robbie, or how the hell you pronounce her name. Oh, Harley Quinn. It's like, oh, okay. So people are like, oh, this is probably gonna be some more woke garbage, And people, I think a majority of the male viewership watched Birds of Suicide Squad 1 to see Margot Robbie in the little skimpy outfits. And they were advertising Margot Robbie's going to be pretty much covered up. It's like, oh, well, that defeats a lot of the purpose I'd even want to watch this damn movie. Because no one has any faith of DC's, movie making abilities. Okay. So it's like they've already shot themselves in the foot. They have the bad press, the bad taste in their mouths from was it Birds of Prey movie? So it's like, yes, you're going into that. Same reason why Black Widow didn't do well. Okay, because everyone's like, okay, Marvel's going woke. Not going. Marvel went woke. Fourth wave of Marvel's going to be woke. Bad taste in everyone's mouths. I'm not paying money. Like, it's all smokescreen, a misdirect.
Well, Black Widow's a movie that should have been released right after Civil War.
Yeah,
because it would have been perfect.
Released before Endgame. They dropped the ball there. Not only that, yes, yeah, you're right.
Because with Black Widow, we never ever got to see Black Widow and Hawkeye in Budapest. They talked about it, but we never got to see it. It's supposed to be some big to their first meeting. The mission as it was didn't go down the way it was supposed to, and it brought us to the characters as they were when we first meet them in the movies, and we never got to see that. We should have been able to see that. Scarlett Johansson should have been able to get her own solo movie before Black Widow was killed off. Not after, where everybody's like, oh, Black Widow, but she's dead. So,
real quick, can you put the
why
link
am
in
Black Widow
Discord? The link for the stream in the Discord, please. When you get a chance.
Yeah. Give me a second here.
Okay. Wait, the one that I could, have, people view. Like, oh yeah, I should probably, let the masses know that we're doing some stupid.
Yeah, I can put it in your Discord. I can put it in.
Well, I will tag in. This is going to be been a trend that's been happening since 2016 or 2014, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. I mean, possibly, because as the economy goes, I'm like at the grocery store I went to McDonald's. I'm like, everything's prices are going up, and I'm like, this is freaking amazing. So as people are having to tighten their belts and penny pinch more, like I wonder if this is going to be a wake up call. But I'm not having a lot of faith that it's going to be a wake up call, especially with a lot of these bills that the Democrats are trying to pull in in Washington, which I believe is, a lot of the funds, a lot of the bloat they're going to be using to bail out these woke companies that's been supporting them. So it's like, I don't have a lot of faith that anytime soon people are going to get woken up. Yeah, no. It is really disappointing.
Well, there are people that are waking up, and it's a small minority, of course, but there are people that are waking up to it, and then other people, just like in anything, you're going to have people that are going to be in complete denial. That's something you can't dismiss. There are going to be people, regardless of what you tell them. You can tell them the glass is half full, they'll say it's half empty.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell them that the sun is yellow, they'll say the sun is orange.
Or they'll say the sun is purple. Well, they're stupid. We went dark.
With it being the age of the internet, even news stories, you have to, look at them first, read them, and then see if it's a fake story or a real story. Because how many fake stories pop up too?
A lot.
How many real stories when you read them in the news, you can tell that it's come from one paper and everybody's just copy and paste it. A lot nowadays.
investigative journalism is practically dead, except for like the non-mainstream media sites.
Mhm. And who owns some of the media? Oh, Disney.
All what do you mean? So there's 5 companies that own like
I meant anyone. I meant anyone. Just
most
Disney.
of the damn media companies. It's like, oh, the Washington Post is owned by Jeff Bezos. Oh, yeah, I trust that. No, I don't.
Isn't Jeff Bezos still in space?
We wish.
I don't know.
God, do we wish?
I have a weird list. All right, so the article goes on to say closures in Australia and Mexico, and the introduction of the health pass requirement in Italy this weekend impacted the debut. The latter market was down an overall by an estimated 70%. In France, there was still confusion over and contempt for the health pass, while competition from local titles was felt there as well as in Germany, whose title doesn't do enough to delineate from the 2016 movie. Well, let's see. There's Suicide Squad and there's the Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm an idiot that I didn't figure that the movie with Suicide Squad was one movie and the movie with the is another.
Yeah, Hollywood's stupid. Hollywood and Microsoft, Xbox, Xbox 360,
yeah,
Xbox
guess what?
One,
Guess
Xbox.
what?
Do you know how to number shit? You can't even say Xbox
Guess
One.
what? We're on a Microsoft product right now. We're on a Microsoft product right now.
Well, at least they kicked Bill Gates out, so maybe they'll get their numbers straight. How you gonna call it? You got Xbox and then Xbox One. No, Xbox One is not Xbox One. That's Xbox 3, I think. Wait, it's X. No. No. I'm letting that go.
All right. Anyways, they're saying that the Suicide Squad doesn't delineate itself from the one that came out 5 years ago, which was Suicide Squad. And they're talking about how it's available on HBO Max domestically. Piracy, another contributing factor. What if people, and people do this, somebody is the account holder, they pay for the account, they tell their friends, hey, you want to watch the movie, here's the account password, I'll create a section for you and you can watch the movie. That's what people are doing. They've been doing it for years. Just ask Netflix. Anyways, goes on to say that piracy being another factor, just as we've seen in all recent day and date films. What we haven't seen recently is a purely theatrical global start for a major title. No, you're not going to see it. You probably won't see it ever again. It's not going to be like it was in the summer of 2019 when you had the big blockbuster movie, which was
It's dead.
Endgame. Gone.
Yeah.
Yes, I support going to your local theaters. I wholeheartedly support supporting your local theater. But a lot of people, because of what happened in the last year, aren't going to do it. And when you have people that are fearful of the Delta variant, they're not going to jump out and do it.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not going to want to go outside where they're going to have to be surrounded by people, be masked up, and go watch a movie when they're fearful. Indeed. Okay, so what we haven't seen recently is a purely theatrical global start for a major title. Next weekend's Free Guy from Disney will be one to watch. Yeah, Free Guy, that's a movie with Ryan Reynolds, and I'm sorry. It's just coming off as Ryan Reynolds being Deadpool to me. And I know that's Ryan Reynolds' shtick and his comedy movies. That dead, sarcastic humor, but it's just Deadpool with a different name as far as I'm concerned.
Pretty much.
And the movie, the movie itself, it looks stupid. But then, going into the Suicide Squad, I was thinking, oh, this movie was going to be stupid. And yes, it was stupid, but it was a stupid, fun movie. And maybe that's what Free Guy is going to end up being, a stupid, fun movie where you just go, all right, it brought a smile on my face for a few moments, and now it's back to the real world. Okay, and it says we'll be one to watch, but we'll also be dealing with the continually shifting COVID situation. This weekend, all Southeast Asia, save Singapore, remain closed, although the strongest DC markets are traditionally in Europe and Latin America. The third Harley Quinn movie was led by Russia's 4.2 million, tracking ahead of Black Widow by 16% and Birds of Prey by 30%. The UK dipped 32% for 10.8 million total. I'm not saying cum again, I'm saying total. At number one in the sophomore session, Korea came in at 2.6, not 26 million. Shit. Boy, behind local title Escape from Megladeshu. Megladeshu, sorry. Can you pronounce that word, Mike? Obviously not tonight. And see, that's another thing. That's another thing, TK, is that these countries, they produce their own movies. So what are you going to see? An American film? Or are you going to go see a film starring one of your own stars?
It depends. I watch more Japanese
Yeah,
shit now that I watch American shit.
that's fair enough to say. A lot of people are watching more Japanese produced shows. Anime, manga is a big hit right now, and rightfully so, because it's
Yeah, it's,
giving people what they want.
yeah, manga is dunking on the entire comic book in one. Demon Slayer by itself is dunking on Marvel, DC, and Dark Horse combined.
Yeah, and the only thing that's really helping the comic book industry, from what I've been reading, what I've been hearing, are people are ordering back issues of the good stuff. They're not
Yeah.
ordering
Yep.
the good stuff. So let's see, where was I? Okay, it said the UK dipped 32% for 10.8 million at number four, and I believe it was just after Korea. After I would mispronounce Mogadishu. There, I said it right that time.
Nice.
Which has totaled 14.5 million to date, and above Wonder Woman 1984. Okay, I saw Wonder Woman 1984. I didn't go out to the theater and see it. I saw it on HBO Max, and I was disappointed. You don't believe me? Watch my review on this channel.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, it sounded boring as fuck.
I was disappointed. I was hoping that the sequel would be better than it was, and it wasn't. Especially after the first Wonder Woman movie, I enjoyed that movie. I went into that movie going, okay, come on, DC, this is your chance. And Wonder Woman hit it out of the park. And then Wonder Woman 1984 comes, and, well, it swings and misses.
Right.
Okay, so I know I keep going off to different topics.
That's what happens.
And yeah, I know. And with, you know, Wonder Woman 1984 and 28% over Birds of Prey, Germany landed number two start of 2.2 million, and Mexico was a clear number one with 2 million, and Brazil grossed 1.5 million for number one with 62% of the top five films. 1.3 million debut was number one and 16% above Wonder Woman 1984. France dipped to 28% to 3.4 million, coming in behind new local entry again, getting back to those countries having their own films. Make sure that's not copyrighted music. But anyways, it's a total 3.4 million, coming in behind new local entry OSS 117 from Africa Before Love, which is estimated at about 4.4 million, and Italy 1.1 million in the depressed market. Shot entirely with IMAX cameras, TSS grossed 2.45 million on 319 offshore IMAX, and it just skipped on me, screens. The films in this DC series are not released in China, where the session was led again by local Donnie Yen title with estimated 21.5 million for an 83 million total, of which 4.75 million is from IMAX. China has seen some increased COVID restrictions in the past week, and next week's release of anticipated blockbuster The Battle at Lake Shane Saint Jean. I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Has been postponed. Meanwhile, Disney's The Jungle Cruise, another Disney movie named after a theme park attraction. The only good theme park attraction movie was the first Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ooh. That's fighting words. Just the first?
It's not fighting words. It's the fact. It's a fact. Okay, you just
I like to feel the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
The first one for me is the best one.
Just saying. I got a job, Dick. I've got a job, Dick. I've got a job, Dick. That's all I gotta say.
Okay,
that wasn't the first one.
You like Dead Man's Chest, okay?
That shit
That's
had
fine.
me dying. I was dying. Like, is he right? Oh, I laughed that hard.
Well, of course that part was funny because, Jack was trying to keep Davy Jones away from him, and
Elizabeth, why is the rum gone?
All right, okay.
God,
we disagree there. We disagree there. I like the first one more.
First one was good, but I mean, it did like have me fall out my chair or almost kill me while I was, sipping on my drink or eating my popcorn. That's all I'm saying. Elizabeth, why is the rum gone? I was like, what? I've got a job. Like, Jack Sparrow killed it in Dead Man's Chest. He killed it. Run.
Well, just like, some people, they like Christian Bale as Batman. I prefer Michael Keaton as Batman.
Oh, man, Michael
as
Keaton
far as the movie Batman.
He's the best Batman, period. I'm just saying, everything that could go wrong went wrong in that movie. That shit was hilarious. Jack was like, Jack, all your plans seem to be backfiring just right now. Backfiring hilariously. Okay, that shit was funny. Oh God, that was hilarious. I'm gonna go back and rewatch that. Thanks for reminding me, homie.
Oh, you're welcome.
Ah,
Okay, so it's talking about Disney's The Jungle Cruise is still at China 8. China probably will stand it up.
all right.
Okay, that was a bad joke.
Wait, that was a joke.
So 44.
Nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
Okay. I know you too well. I know you want to say some. I know
I'm
you want to
saying
say some.
I ain't saying nothing.
Okay.
Proceed.
All right. The Jungle Book saw a 44% drop. Yeah, probably had some natives throwing some spears at it, animals taking their loot. Everything that you see on the attraction, whether it be past or present.
All right.
Okay, so it saw a drop opening weekend with midweeks having risen from Monday to Wednesday. The Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt star added 15.1 million in 49 material markets this session for a 56.5 million international. I'm not saying cum again. I am not saying I refuse. I still refuse. After this point, I refuse. And 121.8 million global. Among the strongest holds were France. Well, France loves Disney movies, from what I've seen. The UK, Germany, Poland, Singapore, Russia, and Mexico. The top 5 overseas so far are the UK, Russia, France, Japan, and Saudi Arabia. Universal's F9 with John Cena. I mean, yes. The Suicide Squad also has John Cena. Who else was going to do it? Okay, Universal's F9 had a $12 million weekend in 61 offshore markets, including a muscular 6.8 million start in Japan, which is in line with Fast 7 and Hobbs and Shaw. The Friday opening day was 2.2 million to beat the starts of those picks as well as The Fate of the Furious. The international 41% Q. Oh, there I go. I said it. Someone was supposed to stop me, and I didn't assign it. Damn it. Damn it. You can say that again. Okay, the international drop was 41%, and it now has a total of 490.3 million with 661.4 million global. The IMAX world is 38 million. Italy opens August 18th. It says WB's Space Jam: A New Legacy put another 5.6 million in the net from 6,771 screens in 67 markets for a good 37% dip. Overseas, the date is now 69.8 million for $135.4 million globally. August 27th for Space Jam, Italy, September 23rd. And top overseas are the UK for 12.1 million. Australia is at 8.3 million. Mexico is 7.7 million. Spain is 3.8 million. And Russia is 3.3 million. Okay, so I'm not going to read the rest of this about the movies that finished in the top 10, but what that tells me, you want to know what that tells me, is that Hollywood, and they're slow to do this, but Hollywood needs to learn to adapt and realize that big blockbuster movies, as they once were, aren't going to work anymore.
Nope.
You don't have these casts in these big, epic action films, comic book films anymore because the market's not there. The people no longer want to see it. The people aren't
Well,
willing.
the
Go
golden
ahead.
age, the golden age of comic book movies is coming to a screeching halt. Large part due,
Endgame.
like, hmm?
Endgame. That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying.
Endgame.
Endgame.
It was properly named. Very properly named because, like I said, the
Yeah.
wokeness.
Endgame came.
Well, I mean, I'm seeing a pendulum starting to swing against the wokeness, which is very good. I mean, there is hope for the future. The pendulum always swings. It just swings. People can't just stop, going too far to the left or too far to the right. It's irritating. Like, can everyone just stop the pendulum right in the middle? But that's wishful thinking.
No, it's never going to stop exactly in the middle. It's
Mm-hmm.
more toward one direction than the other. It's just the
Yep.
way it is.
This is when it swings too far to the right. Oh my God, video games is causing violence. It's like, shut your stupid ass up. Okay? There's no such damn thing. Prevents violence.
And we've got a few comments.
Where?
Good friend, the Nerdtorial life form. Thank you, Nerdtorial. Thank you, Brian. Really appreciate it, brother. Lurking. Yeah, that's kind of what I was doing on his stream the other night. You didn't even realize I was there until I said something. I said, I was in and out. I was doing things. I was editing my Bad Batch review. And, I thought, what? It looks like Brian's streaming. So I'll pop in on his stream.
Is this linked to your Twitch? Or is it separate?
Thanks, brother.
Is this linked to Twitch or no?
No, it's not linked to Twitch. It's linked to my YouTube.
Oh, this is a YouTube stream. Okay.
Yes, YouTube. The tubes of the U.
I see.
And Nordtorial, if you're still here, have fun in Vegas this week. All right, so the next topic I'm talking about, still related to the Suicide Squad, is a series that's going to be starring John Cena based on his Peacemaker character that he plays in the Suicide Squad. And just for the record, if anyone thinks I'm a John Cena fan, you can look at my WWE video. I am not a John Cena fan. I have a video up on my channel, and you can tell I'm not a John Cena fan.
As soon as he spread his cheeks for China, I was like, I'm out.
This is long before that, brother. This is when he was full time in WWE.
I was a fan back in the day. I liked his swag, his wrestling skills, not so much, but I liked his swag. Okay, and his drip was nice. Okay, his drip was nice. Okay, because he came up in the ring with some sauce. He was sousing on him. But yeah, I checked out.
Yeah, I remember his debut match against Kurt Angle on SmackDown.
Oh, Kurt Angle, that.
What's your name? It's John Cena.
Okay.
The Doctor of Thugonomics. And then after a while, his shit got old, and fans like me were.
Oh yeah, I mean,
just
got
its shtick.
I used to be down with Cena back in the day, but then he went all, bowed down to China. I was like, oh no, you're a Chi-Com. All right, peace. I'm out.
Well, see, you said You said peace, you're out. With that incident, me as a wrestling fan back in the day, I I just got so tired of his shtick, so tired of Vince McMahon and the WWE putting him over. I know it's scripted, folks. I know wrestling is scripted, but I got so tired of him getting put over guys who would go into the ring, bust their ass, could wrestle 10 times better than he could. And just put, I got so tired of that crap. So I don't watch it anymore.
Oh yeah, I stopped watching wrestling like a decade ago, maybe more.
Last WWE event I went to was back in 2014, and it was for their New Year's Day taping of SmackDown, and that was the last one I went to. I just started losing interest.
I stopped watching around the time Rock left. I was like, yeah, I'm done now. Stone Cold and Rock is gone. All right, I can retire now. That was before I knew how much of a freaking cuck Rock was. I was like, okay, no, I'm done with you too.
Well, that's what happens. People, it gets into your head, and you start believing it. And you think that you can't do anything wrong.
Right?
Okay, so this article, and it's talking about John Cena's character Peacemaker having his own HBO Max TV series, and I'm not going to spoil the end for anyone who hasn't seen the Suicide Squad, because I still feel that if you want to see it, you'll see it. If you don't want to see it, you'll skip it. But this is coming out of comicbookmovie.com. And it says James Gunn has revealed how the Suicide Squad went for the way the show will deal with the fallout of the movie, and whether it's a prequel, sequel, or perhaps even both. So it's talking about how when the Peacemaker TV series was announced by Warner Brothers, most fans assumed it would be a prequel to the Suicide Squad. However, as the movie's post-credits scene established, the HBO Max series looks set to pick up shortly after the events of James Gunn's big screen take on Task Force. During an interview with Variety, the filmmaker explained how the Suicide Squad plants seeds for the series and confirmed that it will revisit the villain's past while also addressing his future. And I know a lot of people have mixed feelings when it comes to James Gunn, whether it be his tweets, whether it be his attitude toward fans, attitude toward, people in general. But as a filmmaker, he's able to put together some really films. I had friends telling me about Guardians of the Galaxy when that movie came out and telling me how good it was. And that was one Marvel movie I didn't have any interest in seeing until word of mouth. So I didn't go see it in the theater. I waited till it became a rental on home video, and I rented it. And I went, you know what? This movie isn't bad. Not bad at all. And of course, the music in it. You couldn't go wrong with the music. I enjoyed it. It says, and this is James Gunn. He's saying, well, through the story, you learn where Peacemaker came from. There's a moment in the movie where Bloodsport talks about his father, and you cut to a shot of Peacemaker, and Peacemaker nods. That's the seed of the entire Peacemaker series. So it's just going to be a series about his father. I will continue and read on to find out. So we get to see Peacemaker with his father, who's played by Robert Patrick. Oh, you know who Robert Patrick is. You know who he is.
I do.
Oh yes, you do. He was in one of the best Terminator movies there ever was. They should have left it after that movie instead of continuing on.
Terminator movie.
I said he was in one of the best Terminator movies
No,
that
no, no.
ever was.
Said one of the best instead of the best.
Well,
I have to correct you
I'm
right there.
sorry. I'm
Terminator 2
sorry.
goes
All
down in
right.
history as the best sequel to an action film that is ever action filmed.
I love doing this stuff to you. I love getting that, lighting that fire under you.
Okay, like what? I had to check you right there, bruh.
I love lighting your fire. I just love taking that C4 and saying, "Here."
It's like, what you say, bruh? What you say, fam cakes with biscuits and gravy? Anyways, come with me if
You
you want
can
to live.
disagree if you think that Judgment Day should have been the last Terminator movie.
Actually,
Because
I might
okay,
fuck your
go
head
ahead.
up right now. Oh, I'm just saying, like,
I'm a
I
Cub fan. It's already been fucked up enough.
I had a fucking like kind of like daydream trance of a Terminator film idea, which is out of control. Just letting you know.
Does it
Like,
involve the Borg? 7 of 9.
oh no. It's Terminator and could possibly be
Fas-
considered canon. I'll tell you off cam or not off cam, off stream because I want to hear you if your brain goes, what the fuck is as much as my brain did. I was like, that would be insane.
all right. I'll be interested in hearing it.
And it wouldn't touch the it would kind of erase Terminator Dark Fate, and not involving a repeat of the exact same timeline or same thing over and over again.
That movie wasn't all that bad. It wasn't all that great, but it wasn't all that bad.
Personally, the idea I have
It,
allows.
it was a mediocre action film.
Yeah, what I'm saying is the timeline in my head, the thing that happens in my head allows Terminator 2 to be actually correct. That it stopped it, but shit still goes wrong. And not like in Terminator, which one was it? Where they're like, oh, we're just now renaming Skynet to Legion. I'm like, you just renamed it? So it's the same thing, but renamed.
Well, what about Terminator Genesis? That's pretty much what it was. Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
And it makes uninhabitable planets inhabitable and brings us back Spock. So I'm okay with that.
This is Genesis forbidden. How can you be so deaf with ears like that? God, I don't care what people say about the search for Spock. It has some very good moments.
The what?
The search for Spock, Star Trek 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it was all right, you know. It wasn't like, oh, it was no Wrath of Khan for damn sure. Or Undiscovered Country. Holy balls, Undiscovered Country was so good. Underrated movie.
Underrated. As far as my Star Trek movies are concerned, it's Wrath of Khan and then Undiscovered Country. Everything else, back of the line.
Wait, let me break. Yeah, you're right. The first one was meh.
First one to be to see. And
First
I'm
Contact
glad.
is good. And I don't know why people hate on Nemesis. Star Trek Nemesis has the best space battle in the 1v1 space battle in the history of Star Trek. Like, it beats Wrath of Khan space battle. In my opinion. Wrath of Khan was a good space battle, but my God, Enterprise versus fucking, what was it called? What the hell was it called?
Scimitar.
The Scimitar. Yeah. That was the best battle ever. I was watching it like, I didn't even blink. The only thing I'm pissed off about is they allowed the Romulans to fire disruptors at warp. They're not supposed to be able to do that. Like, they can't do
Well,
that, but this looks
it
awesome.
it's not the first time in Star Trek canon where they were supposed to do something, and for story convenience,
Yeah, but
they did it.
they should have had the scimitar fire plasma torpedoes because you can fire torpedoes at warp. They could just fire some plasma torpedoes, and then when the Enterprise dropped out of warp, unload with a disruptor cannon rain from hell. Like they specifically said, torpedoes can sustain warp, so you can fire them at warp. It's
You know
like,
what?
come on.
This is giving me an idea.
Oh crap! What
You
did I do?
Yes, TK. I have an idea. An idea where you and I watch Star Trek Nemesis, and then we comment on it afterwards.
Oh god, I have that movie imprinted in my brain. What are you talking about? But okay.
And don't tell me you don't have it. Don't tell me you don't have it. Oh, great. He doesn't have it, folks. He doesn't have it.
I says I don't know where it is, bro. You know how many times I've moved over the years? I'm like, shit.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to pull a Kobayashi Maru and come up with a way.
Huh.
I don't like to lose.
My god, dude, that was such a good replay that battle in your head sometime. Like, that was a sick ass battle. Okay, Picard was like, "No, I'm gonna headbutt you. I'm gonna headbutt you with my ship, son." Okay, it's like that's the hardest battle ever. I'm like, this mother just headbutted a scimitar with his ship, and it jumped on board because he gave no fracks. Okay, didn't care. Oh, I got no weapon. I am a weapon.
Then Data flew like Superman, got onto the scimitar, and
oh my god! Oh yeah, you're
managed
right.
to destroy the reactor.
Data, why'd you remind me that Data pulled the Last Jedi? Wait, he's an android. That makes sense. See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did there. Unlike Leia, who used Force abilities, and got nothing against Leia, nothing at all, but for her to all of a sudden be like Mary Poppins, y'all.
Bruh, they broke. I mean, I want to know what Favreau's going to do. Because apparently Favreau has won this Civil War. Since both Bobs, okay, both Killer Bees were like, we've been backing Favreau the entire time. You lying sacks of crap. Y'all was just waiting to see who was going to win. Anyway, that's a topic for another episode. Okay, we could do a whole freaking episode on Star Wars. But I mean, I think that horse is properly been dead, brought back to life with the Dragon Balls, killed again, caught the T virus, came back as a zombie, and then what's his name from Invincibles punched its head off.
Well, I'm already gonna do a
Omni-Man
episode celebrating the 55th anniversary of Star Trek. Why? Because there aren't still good Star Trek.
No,
yes, it's already been produced.
It's dead, Jim. It's dead. It's dead, Jim.
What now?
It's dead. Trek's dead.
I'm not talking about Trek as it currently is. I'm talking about Trek that we've already seen. Trek that we can still go back and watch and go, this is a damn good episode. Speaking of a damn good episode, Drumhead.
Drumhead?
Yeah. Fourth season of Next Generation, I believe was episode 21 of the season. And it's one basically talking about the paranoia and how the one crewman whose grandfather's lineage, he first says that his grandfather's lineage is Vulcan, but then it comes to find out that his grandfather's lineage is Romulan. Yes, you do remember it. I knew you would. I knew you would.
Well, I'm sorry, but okay, no offense, but like Next Generation is very forgettable to me because it's like just episodic. You know, it's like most of the 80s cartoons I don't remember because they're episodic. So it's like this thing happens and then it's never mentioned ever again. So it's like, no, okay. which is why Deep Space Nine is such a friggin' masterpiece. All right, go ahead, continue. My bad.
Well, I mean, okay. Before I get back to the article discussion, getting back to Drumhead, you know, and like you're saying, Next Gen is episodic. The original series is episodic, but you look at those two series, and they both have episodes that stick out in your mind because how they were written.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot
Not
of them
just
stand out. Yeah,
how,
the episodes that stand out, like I said, the very first episode when Q showed up, that's memorable. The arc when Picard gets turned into Locutus, that shit's freaking memorable. When the Klingons brought in Picard to be arbiter of succession, that shit's hella memorable. But like, other than that, it's like very few moments in Star Trek is really epically, I mean, Next Generation, epically memorable because it's just, it happened and then it's buried under a mountain of other single stories. It's like, huh. That's my perspective.
I mean, you almost could have considered Borg to be one of those just one-off episodes where Picard encounters a lone Borg for the first time since
the incident.
Yeah, and the effects that he's still suffering from being assimilated by the Borg, and what it brought out in Picard. His first scene with Hugh. That had some tension. Remember when Hugh and Picard were in Picard's ready room?
Yeah. And then the look that, oh my God, one of the moments I won't forget, is when the Borg like took him back, and then as he was beaming, he looked at Picard like, I'm still here.
Oh, he looked at Geordi. Remember, Geordi was the one that beamed down with him.
It was Geordi? Oh, okay, I thought it was Picard.
Yeah, it was Geordi because it ties into the season finale. Yes, in Descent, Part 1. The season finale for season 6. Well, I should say Part 2 because that's when Hugh shows up. But the Descent Part 1 and 2 are some of my favorite episodes. Borg is one of them. I know there's some people, and I know if any of my subscribers are watching, they probably hate this episode. I don't hate it that much, but there are people who hate it so much.
Which episode?
Darmok. Timba, his arms wide.
When the walls fell.
Yes. Shaka, when the walls fell. Grappa, when the Cubs lose.
Isn't that every year?
No, it hasn't been every year, but apparently no, not every year for the past 6 years.
I have broke the brown
with your team, and then this year at the trading deadline, great. See what you've done? You got me on a rant. At the trading deadline, Tom Ricketts, the owner of the Cubs, says, "Let's blow it up." Hey fans, guess what? This isn't a rebuild. Bullshit, Tom. Bullshit, Jed Hoyer. It is a fucking rebuild. I was trying to do pop talk so I wouldn't have to talk about the Cubs tonight, even though they're playing the Brewers.
Yes, I've got revenge for the earlier time, and you set me off, He-Man. Yes.
You son of a bitch.
Calm down, young Pacific, for I am here. All black.
Quiet, you.
Here, eat this. I will share all for one with you.
I don't need your superpower. I got the rage of being a Cub fan.
It will give you the ability to use critics smash.
How about Pacific Blast?
It will increase your abilities to critique things. Yes,
Are you
indeed.
sure about that? Are you sure about that?
I
All
am
right, let me give it.
in an awkward position.
Let me finish up with this article, and then we can get on to the real topic of discussion for tonight.
What? We're like an hour in and we haven't even got to the real topic yet? Holy balls!
Oh, all the good YouTubers waste a little time before they get into the main course. Come on.
I believe our ranting quirk is getting too powerful.
It's not powerful enough.
Huh.
All right. So, anyways, basically, James Gunn goes on to say, well, through the story, we learn a Peacemaker, where he came from, his father, and so we get to see Peacemaker with his father, and Peacemaker feels like an outsider, you know. So basically, we're gonna get the backstory of Peacemaker. Whether it's gonna be any good, who knows? I don't know if I'm gonna watch it because I don't know if I want to watch a show headlined by John Cena. Because if I found him boring in WWE after a while, what makes you think I'm gonna find him entertaining in this show?
And that helmet is stupid. I'm sorry. I can't get over that helmet. I really can't. What the hell is he wearing in his freaking head? I can't get over that. It's stupid. His drip is terrible. Okay, I saw the whole outfit. His entire drip is it's not even drip. There's no sauce in that. Okay, he ain't saucing. He ain't even dripping at all. His whole set is garbage.
Yeah, it's garbage, but this isn't garbage.
He's got no drip, none.
I don't consider this movie garbage at all. Okay, so maybe my parents made the wise decision to go see Top Gun, and they may have seen Cougar have a nervous breakdown. They may have seen Goose die. But I saw Optimus Prime die.
That is the only flipping movie I have any hype for. Okay, Top Gun 2. I've been waiting for that shit. Okay, stop bullshitting, because I know Tom Cruise is an egomaniac. Okay, he's kind of like Vin Diesel. Okay, Tom Cruise will not allow them The Last Jedi him. He's not going to be cucked in his movie. He's going to go out. He's going to pass the torch, and if he goes out, he's going to go out like a G. Okay, that movie's going to be proper. I just have a feeling, because Tom Cruise, they don't let them fuck with his characters. They're like, no, you ain't fucking up my characters. Bitch, I'm Tom Cruise. I'm insane. I believe I'll get my own planet when I die. But fuck it. Okay, he has a worth ethic, and he has, that respect. He's not going to let them do to him what Mark Hamill's bitch ass let them do to Luke Skywalker. Okay, that rant's over.
All right, well. For now, yeah, because we can talk about Top Gun tonight too if you want. But first, 35 years ago, where were you when Transformers the movie came out?
35 years ago? Nigga, I was 5. I don't remember.
Years ago.
Nigga, I was 5. I don't remember.
I was 5. I don't remember. Oh, come on. You gotta have some memories from your child.
No clue.
No clue. I can tell you
where was I when I was 5? Maybe El Toro. I was either the El Toro base, the other base I can't remember, or my dad had dropped me and my mom back off in Mississippi with grandma when he was deployed to Okinawa. Other than that, I don't remember. The only thing I remember back then is when my dad came back from Okinawa to pick me and mom up, he brought me a toy car, which I loved for some odd reason. Some remote-controlled car. Okay. Like one of those anime backstories, I think in my memories, I go, Dad was always gone. It was just me and Mom. Dad was deployed somewhere doing something. It was me and Mom, Grandpa, and Grandma. Well, Dad was out defending freedom. Whatever.
Well,
Like,
it's a lot of scenes of your dad acting like a badass superhero.
right? Oh, that dude! I'm not getting that on, not on stream. Oh my god, my dad! I swear. Anyways,
All right.
yep.
Okay. All right. So,
That mother. Okay.
oh, hey, yeah, okay,
You
all
got the
right.
you got the touch. You got the power. Arise,
That's right.
arise,
Arise,
angry
Rodimus
person,
Prime.
pride.
But Transformers the movie. Transformers the movie, when it came out, it was a flop. It was a dud at the
Wait,
theaters.
hold up. Pause for a second. So, since you were definitely old enough to probably remember this when it first came out, when I saw this as a child, this shit traumatized me. Are you kidding me? This movie had me fucked up. I was like, wait. Did they just murder half the fucking cast in front of my young ass?
Yes, they did.
Like,
yes, they did.
I was traumatized. I was broken. This movie
And it was glorious.
okay. Me and my sister, this movie had us all the way fucked up. Okay, I was like, Ironhide, the guy with the cool wings,
Prowl.
Prowl, Prime,
Yeah.
they like said, you know, I couldn't even words. Okay, they wiped out the Insecticons. I'm like, what? What the?
Not really. Because there's a scene on the Junkie on Homeworld where you see the Insecticons, and remember, the Insecticons could clone themselves.
Okay, but at the time, bruh, I was like 10 when I saw this for the first time and can remember it. Okay, me and my sister watched this. Me and her were in freaking tears. We were bawling. My mom came in the room like, "What the hell did you guys do to each other?" I'm like, "They killed Prime, Mom. They killed everyone. Ironhide. They killed the telescope guy. They killed everyone." Okay.
Brother, Perceptor lived.
They killed my childhood. Okay, I was done, dude. That movie wrecked me. Okay, I was wrecked.
Well, like I said, okay, so maybe my parents saw Goose die. Big fucking deal. I saw Brawn die, Ironhide, Ratchet, Prowl, Windcharger, Wheeljack, amongst many other fallen Autobots, including
Wheeljack. Damn it, Wheeljack. Yeah.
And it's all thanks to me. You two are traumatized.
You have no idea. This was like literally watching somebody, like a home video, like the security footage of somebody kicking in the door to like a family reunion, and they murder half your family, and you watching. Okay, I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, I've been watching Transformers for a while, and when lasers hit each other, they just say "ow," fall down, and then get up. Get up! Ironhide, get up! Why is there smoke coming out of your mouth? Why'd your eyes glow? What? Like, this was I don't even know how this got by. This shit traumatized me, okay?
Because Hasbro didn't want to sell some of the characters. They wanted to introduce the new line of characters. They said, kill off the old characters. They realized how popular those characters were, especially Optimus Prime. And boy, did they pay for it when parents started writing in letters. But I can remember seeing that one scene in particular in Autobot City. The Autobots who are left standing are fighting for their lives. You see RC dragging the body of Windcharger, and then she lays him down, and next to him is the deceased body of Wheeljack. And one of the best lines in that movie, amongst many good lines, is when Springer says, "I have better things to do tonight than die."
Yeah.
and they're trying to get the battering ram into position so they can attack Devastator, who's knocking down the doors, even though they've been reinforced. Devastator's just crashing them and crashing them. And
No, that
when
that's a
Perceptor
no.
is given the order,
Go ahead. I'm back.
and when Perceptor is given the order to alert Blaster what's going on so he can send an emergency communication to Optimus Prime on Moonbase 1, you know, during that scene, it's like, what the heck is going on? Why are they getting rid of these guys? What's happening to them? And then when Optimus Prime arrives on the shuttle with the Dinobots, and what's funny is you don't ever at any point see all 5 of the Dinobots together. You see one at one part, one at another part, but never all 5 of them together. You see 4 of the 5 at one time or another.
Bruh,
and
obviously, because if all five of the Dinobots being together in a Transformer situation would be like all 7 of the 7 deadly sins being together at the same spot. They would just rip a hole in the space-time continuum, and the universe would implode on itself because of pure awesomeness.
Yeah, but if you watch the movie, you do see Snarl, Slag, Sludge, Grimlock, and Swoop. They're just not all animated together at some point. It's something that the animators probably forgot to do.
No, they knew better. They didn't want to tear a hole in the universe.
But one of the other...
You do understand if they tried to do that, Doctor Who, not the current one, the David Tennant Doctor Who would show up and like stop all that shit from happening. Yes, I'm being silly, I know.
That's all right. That's all right. But one of the other great lines from that movie was when the shuttle with Prime, Sunstreaker, Hound, and the Dinobots lands, and Optimus says, "Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost." Then he transforms and makes that heroic last charge to have that one-on-one confrontation with Megatron.
Right?
Prime!
He took Megatron's arm cannon to the face and got up and was like, ow. All right, good shot. And he kept fighting. But now in this movie, like, okay, sorry to cut you off, but oh my, that's what irritated me about this movie when I was old enough to like, remember I go, they completely changed the rules.
They had to. They were under a directive by Hasbro to see these characters of toys, get rid of them. We're introducing this new line, so get rid of them however you see fit.
You follow Transformers more than I do because pretty much around that time is when I fell off Transformers. I play the games because the freaking, especially the PS3 games, the Fall and the Fight War for Cybertron and Fall, whatever. Those freaking games are on another level. Okay, they're built different. So I mean, but I was like, I stopped following. Did they retcon and bring back all the characters they killed, realizing that they fucked up?
Nope. The only character they ever brought back was Optimus in The Return of Optimus Prime, Part 1 and Part 2 at the end of Season 3.
So Ironhide and Cliffjumper and
dead.
Well,
see, the thing about the Cliffjumper is he, along with Bumblebee and Jazz, were, taken hostage by Unicron. They survived, but you never saw them in Season 3. One, because Jazz's voice actor, and then 2, Casey Kasem was having a dispute with the producers at the time, and he ended up leaving the show because in one of the episodes, apparently they were, making fun of a certain country, and Casey Kasem, being of religion, well, he took offense to it.
Okay.
I don't know the whole backstory. I'm just repeating what I've heard through the grapevine.
Intriguing.
So that's why you never see, Jazz in a speaking role. You do see him in the 5 Faces of Darkness Part 1.
I didn't know Casey Kasem was Jazz.
No, Scatman Carruthers was Jazz.
Oh wait, who's Casey Kasem?
Casey Kasem was Cliff Jumper,
Oh, okay.
and he also voiced Blue Streak. If you ever listen to the character Blue Streak, if you listen closely, he's just Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But this movie does have a Star Trek connection.
What?
Yes. After time, and Megatron. Don't forget Megatron, you twit.
Wait, what's his connection with Star
Megatron
Trek?
is. I'm getting to it. Megatron is reformatted into Galvatron. Voiced
and he was
by
voiced by
Leonard
Leonard
Nimoy.
Nimoy. Only in the movie though.
Only in the movie does Leonard
Man,
Nimoy voice the character.
Bruh, his voice was perfect for him. Galvatron was not to be messed with, man.
I will crush Ultra Magnus and every other Autobot until the Matrix has been
Yeah, I'm sorry.
destroyed.
Wow. Okay, I'm like, Spock is mad. Everyone run.
It's Spock Madere Ponfar.
Okay, run.
Run! It's been 7 years. Spock is looking for a mate. Run!
God dang, that was hard. Leonard Nimoy was not to be played with. R.I.P. Dude. R.I.P.
There's another Star Trek alum who voiced a character not in the movie, Roger C. Carmichael, who played Harry Mudd. He voiced Cyclonus, and in season 2 he voiced who was it? It was one of the Stunticons. My mind's blanking at the moment. Not Menasor, because that's who they all combined into. Oh god, why is my mind blanking right now? Oh gosh, this is bad. All right.
You're the
my mind's
Transformers
blanking.
encyclopedia.
Oh, no, it was a breakdown. It was a drag strip. See, that's the problem when you have a toy line that has so many damn characters.
Yeah.
Gosh. Let's see.
You know, I'm actually impressed then. If they didn't keep bringing back characters like Marvel, I'm like, okay. Superman's dead. Now he's back. Tony Stark's dead. Now he's back. This person's dead. Now he's back. It's like, can you guys not like create new heroes? I mean, Japan do it all the time.
Motormaster.
You have no idea who that is.
He was the Stunticon semi truck.
Oh.
I can bring up a picture of the character here in a bit. Just find it here. Let me go back to this and I will pull it up in just a little bit. And then I will show everybody else. Let me just, Mike, you're making it hard on yourself. All right, so let me go ahead and bring up an image of Menassor's leading man. So here we go. Just give me a second. And I don't know if you knew this, but Transformers the movie was the last role that Orson Welles ever had, voicing Unicron. And from what a lot of people who worked on the movie said, he was in such bad shape that they had to use different audio tracks in order to disguise his voice. because he
Mm,
was breathing heavily and he was having all sorts of health issues at the time.
I see.
Go ahead and shirt. But this is what Motormaster looked like in
Hmm.
robot form. And then he was a pickup, not a pickup truck, but a semi truck in his alt mode.
Okay.
And that's another thing. A lot of the season 2 characters that we saw, we only saw a few of them in the movie because at the time they were writing the movie, they didn't really have a lot of backstory to a lot of the characters. That's why the only characters you actually see are Perceptor and Blaster on the Autobot side, and then you see Blitzwing and Astral Train on the Decepticon side. You do end up seeing Dirge, Thrust, and Ramjet, but they don't have any speaking lines because their characters haven't been developed fully yet.
Hmm.
But, when you look at Transformers movie, you can definitely tell it had Master and Apprentice influence, that Star Wars influence with Hot Rod being like Luke and Optimus Prime being the Obi-Wan, and of course Unicron was the Death Star,
That is true.
devouring planets.
Hmm.
And my first thoughts at Unicron was, okay, are we getting a toy of that? And of course, we never got a toy. And then, of course, you know, younger fans of Transformers, the toy that those of us who are older than them always wanted. Okay, yeah, I'm jealous. All right,
Right.
maybe not that much, but with Transformers movie, it was definitely the first movie I can remember watching where I see my favorite characters die. See someone take the reins of Prime and the Matrix of leadership, and someone that a lot of fans felt was undeserving of it because they felt he was the one responsible for allowing Megatron to kill Optimus.
Hmm.
Because and reason was one of the characters introduced in the movie says to Hot Rod to stay out of the fight because it's Prime's fight. Hot Rod rushes in, says to Megatron as he sees Megatron reaching for a blaster, getting ready to shoot Prime, says, "No, you don't, Megatron." Megatron grabs a hold of him, and Optimus is trying to get a shot, and he says, "Out of the way, Hot Rod." And that gives Megatron the opportunity he needed to fire three shots. Optimus Prime, but Prime does get one last shot in at Megatron when Megatron says, "I would have waited an eternity for this. It's over, Prime." And Prime, breathing heavily, because that's what the script called for. I know some might say, how can a robot breathe heavily? But Prime was. And Prime, puts his hands together and goes, "Never!" And knocks Megatron off the ledge. And Megatron impacts with the
Yep,
ground.
I remember that.
How do you feel, mighty Megatron? And then kicks Megatron right in the gut. Megatron looks at Soundwave. "Don't leave me, Soundwave." "As you command, Megatron."
Oh no, dude, bro, hold up. No. As you
Yeah,
command, Megatron.
no, but
Come on, bro.
that's the voice. That's the
He
voice that
doesn't
Frank
gargle
Welker
rock.
used.
No, he
That's the
didn't.
voice Frank Welker
As you
used.
command.
Yes, he did.
I'm
TK.
gonna play the clip. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look up that
TK.
clip right
TK.
now. What?
TK.
What?
There are episodes of G1 where they forgot to use the V coder because that's what they call it to put
They
that
didn't.
over the
They didn't
voice.
forget on the movie.
Yeah, they didn't forget it in the movie, but they have forgotten it in episodes, and that's what the voice was. It was double next time. Get it next time. That was the voice he used.
Yes, I'm just saying the way in this show, as you command, Megatron. It's like, I like that shit. It was fire. Bro, I am hungry. Oh.
All right.
Oh, no.
If you need to leave, go ahead.
Oh, no. I'm just looking through these menus, like torturing myself right now, going, ooh, when this stream is over, I'm going to eat me some of that. Ooh, the Cajun panko whitefish with fries and coleslaw. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm.
You need some Energon. But
yes. Continue.
You know, even when Megatron and the Decepticons who are kicked out of Astro Train because Starscream wants the power and he sees an opportunity to take it, kicks them all out. The first encounter with Unicron. And Unicron is calling Megatron's name. Megatron says, "Who said that?" And Unicron says, "I am Unicron." And Megatron says, "Show yourself." And then when Unicron says, "I have summoned you here for a purpose," one of my favorite lines in that particular scene was when Megatron says, "Nobody summons Megatron."
Yep.
Yeah. So even with Megatron dying, losing power, Megatron, so nobody's going to command me. And then, of course, Unicron cuts the deal with Megatron. Megatron says he won't take it. Then Unicron says, "Then proceed your way to oblivion." And that's when Megatron, not wanting to lose his existence, accepts the terms, sells his soul to the devil, and is reformatted into Galvatron.
Upgrade complete.
Oh. And then as the movie goes on, the Autobots and Decepticons still battle. They have battles on the Quintesson homeworld, on the Junkion homeworld, and then of course we're introduced to the Quintessons. And
are you doing a whole damn freaking breakdown of what critical drinking right now? Breaking down a whole movie? What the hell?
Yeah, I'm talking about the 35th anniversary of the movie, so I might as well talk about the whole damn movie.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, all right. I was like, what is happening right now? You're giving me flashbacks of my traumatic childhood.
But I'm also leaving out parts.
No, you haven't. You covered everything. You covered everything so far.
So far. Far, my friend.
Do not make me Elisa Viejo smash you through this damn internet right now.
I'm not going to make you smash me through the damn internet right now. Because I'm going to get up to the good. I'm going to tell you the good part.
Are you going to make me United Are you going to make me United Federation of Smash right now?
The good part is when Cup.
Are you going to make me boldly smash where no one has smashed before?
And
Come on,
maybe not.
You know that was a good one. Come on, give me my props. No,
it was. Yeah. It was funny. It was funny. Jeez. Gosh, so fragile.
Smashed. I'm not fragile. I was just like that shit. That was like I was like that was good. All right, but hurry up. I mean, not hurry up. But I mean, proceed.
Maybe I'll just make this go a little longer.
I'm looking at this poster. It is disturbing because it looks like there's like a butthole about to come down and like absorb Rodimus, like a suppository, not Rodimus, Ultra Magnus, like a suppository.
Okay, on the poster.
And there's no Optimus. That should have been a scene. When this poster came out, I should have known. Why Optimus not in front? Where Ironhide?
When I saw this poster, my thought was, who are these guys?
I'm just saying right now, looking at this, I go, I should have known. Just like freaking He-Man. I'm like, wait a minute. wait a minute. Like, look at that. There's no Megatron. There's no Optimus Prime. Like, when you kids, I guess you don't pick that shiznit out. But it's like, okay, that guy looked like Megatron, but that ain't Megatron. Is that Megatron's big brother? I don't know. All right, cool. And who? Oh, it's Ultra Magnus. Where Prime at? Why Ultra Magnus in Prime spot? And why is this green dude in Ironhide's spot? Should have saw this coming, but I was too young to see this coming because I hadn't been traumatized enough by Hollywoods. Look at that poster. Tell me that this poster don't tell you this is Tila and the Mistresses of the Universe.
Okay, that's your take on it.
I'm just saying, look at it.
I'm looking at the poster thinking I'd like to have a framed poster and put it on my wall.
I know, but it's like they killed Prime in the first 10 minutes. 15 minutes? 15 minutes.
15.
Okay.
Okay, not that I remember Hasbro. Not that I remember.
They wiped out all the dude. This Masters Kevin Smith jacked Transformers the movie. Holy crap. Shocking revelation.
Kevin Smith could have cared less about Transformers.
Bruh, it's the same.
Just like he cared less for He-Man, he could have cared less for Transformers. Why? Because it was beyond his time.
Oh, bro, Transformers. I don't care. I watch Transformers now. What are you talking about? I'll pop that in right now. I was watching Transformers until I went into the freaking military. What are you talking about?
Because we grew
Kevin Smith ain't that much. Kevin Smith ain't that much older than we are. He's maybe 10 years older than us.
1 or 52.
Okay, he's like around 10 years older. Are you kidding me?
Okay, so in 1986, 35 years ago, if he's going to be 52, still, he would have been older than us.
Yeah, but he was still young enough to where he was watching Transformers, at least in like middle school / high school. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't one of the jock kind.
17. He would have been 17. He would have been 17. He would have been watching it.
I'm willing to place the assumption that he wasn't the jock type running around chasing after females. He would have been back home either A, playing video games, or B, watching, cartoon / anime. So he would have watched Transformers, because Transformers was nowhere nearly as campy as He-Man was. Okay. He would have watched Transformers. I think he took Transformers the movie and bastardized it, okay, with the current political stupidity going on, because it's following almost the same path. Look about it. Okay, the same path. Only thing is, what's her name? I forgot the female Autobot, the pink one. What's her name?
RC. And everybody said, "Oh, Princess Leia." Yes, the way her head is, it is an homage to Princess Leia.
Bro, like I said, I'm mad have to admit it, dude. I'm sitting there. I was confused when I was young. I was like, am I attracted to a robot? Like, what is this? Why am I getting tingly feelings towards a robot? But anyways, it's been like, the only difference is if they swapped RC and Rodimus. Okay, like that's the only difference between the current, Mistresses of the Universe and the Transformers the movie. They did the same things. Okay, like the same shit. They killed both bad guys technically, and then went on like, oh, and everyone's like, wait, what the fuck? And they replaced them with people no one really gave a shit about. Because I was wondering when they brought the Moss Man back and all these other characters that no one really cared about. I was getting confused. Like, oh no! Like, I was mad when Transformers the movie came out. Like, I cut back on watching the show. I'm like, you killed everybody I gave a shit about.
kid,
Huh?
a lot of kids gave up on the show after they saw the movie. I
Yeah,
was one of the few that still watched.
yeah. I watched a few episodes, and then when they brought Prime back, I started watching again.
Well, the thing about it, when they brought Prime back in, the Return of Optimus Prime Part 1 and Part 2, at that time I had an Ultra Magnus toy, and Ultra Magnus was pretty much Optimus Prime painted white with a blue face paint, plate, and, his car carrier trailer. So I used that as Optimus Prime when he had the metal that he was coated with to protect him from the hate plague.
Hate plague. That shit was crazy.
They're about it. The hate plague, a spore that, yeah. But, in Transformers the movie, getting back to that, the epic battle against Unicron, Unicron's attacking Cybertron, the Autobots on the two ships, the Junkion ship and the Quintesson ship, end up,
Hurrah!
you know,
Go ahead.
attacking Unicron. The Quintesson ship goes into one of Unicron's eyes. The Autobots who are in the ship, and then there's an epic confrontation between Galvatron and Hot Rod in the belly of the beast. And you see the one shot where it's the glow of the Matrix, and Hot Rod goes, "The Matrix," and Galvatron says, "It'll do you no good, Autobot. It cannot be opened." And then Hot Rod goes, "Not by a Decepticon." And they have their battle back and forth. Of course, Hot Rod is overmatched and ready to choke the life out of him. And he says, "First Prime, then Ultra Magnus, and now you. It's a pity you Autobots die so easily. Otherwise, I might have a sense of satisfaction now." And, Hot Rod grabs the Matrix, and that's where it begins. You got the touch.
I know.
Arise.
You
Rodimus
got
Prime.
the power. Oh shit. Okay.
I go.
Huh? Oh no, I was looking at the time.
What? You gotta go?
Gotta go in a bit. Because the place I want to go, which I've decided on, closes at 8:30, and it's 7:18, so I got a little bit of time.
All right. I mean, if you need to get there before they close, I understand.
Actually, wait, where is this at? Oh yeah, dude. I haven't been to this place in so long, and I'm like, I am craving it for reasons beyond my what's the word I'm looking for? Comprehension. But yeah, that movie, traumatic. Like, you don't
Dramatic.
even...
Yes.
Yes, it was traumatic. I can't believe they did. I really to this day, I cannot believe they did that.
Again, they were under instructions by Hasbro. We're discontinuing this line of toys. We're bringing in a new line of toys. Get rid of these characters.
Which is stupid. They could have just brought them both in and kept them both. But, so dumb.
But, you got to take into context. Remember, this is 35 years ago. There was no internet. That voice actors didn't even receive fan mail. They didn't realize how popular Optimus Prime was.
Bull crap. Their toy sales
to
told
conventions. They didn't find out until they first started going to conventions, the BotCon conventions, that their characters were popular. The characters that they voiced, not just in Transformers, but in other animated series, were popular. Because, again, there was no social media. There was no internet at the time.
Oh, those were the good old days. There was no Twitter mob destroying everything we love.
And, yeah, that was the beauty of it. You had to go see these movies and then hear it from somebody who'd seen the movie as to whether it was good or not. Back then, you could read the reviews and decide for yourself still if you wanted to go see it. And as far as summer blockbusters, they weren't like they were many years later. You might have a few here and there, but they weren't the big blow 'em up popcorn flick like they are now. Yes, there are a lot of action movies in the 80s, of course. That's how Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger made their fame, was through action movies at the time, but not like they are now.
Yeah.
And Transformers the movie that came out in the 80s, and to me that is kind of the golden age of the movies. I know some might say, the 20s and 30s into the 40s is a golden age, but if you're into action, that was the golden age for action movies.
Yep.
I didn't care what the plot was. We went and saw it. If we, weren't old enough to see it, our parents would rent the movies and we would watch movies like Predator, Rambo, Iron Eagle. I can remember my dad renting that a few times. And
oh yeah, I used to watch Iron Eagle and Top Gun over and over again.
Mm-hmm. I can remember when Top Gun came out on VHS and my parents eventually bought it and we were watching it and thinking, okay, I saw Transformers movie and you guys saw this, and I think I should have gone see this and saved myself some trauma.
Yeah.
But okay, this is my young mind going, live action Star Screams with the F-14s.
No, Starscream was actually they changed into an F-20. It's from an F-15 to an F-22.
You broke up.
They changed Starscream from an F-15 Strike Eagle or F-15 Eagle to an F-22 Raptor.
Yeah, that was in the 2007 movie.
Yeah, the first one.
In the first one, he was an F-14 as far as the toy is concerned, and then they made him an F-15 because that's the model that they were using in G.I. Joe.
What are you talking about? Starscream was in the very first 1980 whatever the hell cartoon. He was an F-15. He was never an F-14.
Yeah, in the toy, he was an F-14.
Show me. I've never seen Starscream as an F-14. I've seen him two versions of him, F-15 and F-22.
You want me to show you? Fine.
Yeah, please. I'm not challenging saying if you know this, I want to see this because I've never seen it. I'm like, what? Like I know you know about the Transformers, and I do. That's what I'm saying. I've never seen it. I'm like, that is mind blowing. I've never seen that. Like I literally just want to see that. Please show me this. Holy crap! Because F-14 is like one of my favorite aircraft of all time. Okay, since Top Gun, that's been my boo. Oh crap! And after this,
if you gotta go, I'll let you go.
No, I want to see it first, man. This shit, dude, that's my favorite aircraft. F-14 and Starscream colors. All right, not gonna miss that.
All right, just gotta bring up an image that isn't just of a F-14.
Right, that sounds pretty freaking awesome. Because even GoBots use an F-15. I'm like, come on, GoBots. You couldn't use a different aircraft.
And see, the thing that they were limited by is they couldn't have the wings, fully. I'll just bring up one of Skywarp since it was all the same toy anyway. All right, let me bring this down. and put it on screen. But again, they couldn't have the wings where they folded
That's an
like they were
F-15,
supposed.
bro.
Whatever. Okay, I'm
Hold
wrong.
on. I'm gonna send you a picture of an F-14.
I know what an F-14 looks like. I'm just saying, as far as the toys were concerned, they
Oh,
couldn't put the folding wings. They went
that's
with what they went.
that was an F-15. F-15s don't have folding wings. They're Air Force aircraft. Their wings don't fold.
No, you're not listening. They couldn't mold the wings
The
on the
swing
original
wing.
toy.
Okay, I think
So
we'll handle this later. I think you're a little bit confused, but I will start.
no,
What you showed me was an F-15C.
yes, because they couldn't mold those wings on those toys back then. Those toys originated in
Is there
Japan in the
there
70s. They
is there
didn't
footage?
have.
Is there footage of a Starscream F-14 model?
I can show you.
Like, is there footage?
It's not footage. I can show you one of the later released that has the folding wings.
Okay, yes, because like I said, that was an F-15C, maybe an E model, whatever. It doesn't matter. There's no visual. Well, I mean, it's very hard to visually distinguish between an F-15C and an F-15E. Like it's hard to tell the difference. Just like it's really hard to tell the difference between an F-14A and B. I don't even know if there is much of a visual difference between an F-14A, B, or D models. I mean, I think the only difference is like the hard points, which if they're not attached to the aircraft, you're not really going to be able to tell the difference. Sorry, Mike, I'm a really big aircraft nerd. If you can't already tell. I know as much about aircraft as we do about Star Trek. Yep, that is an F-14. That's from freaking G.I. Joe.
It was a crossover.
Okay, that makes sense.
Since Starscream was supposed to be an F-14, that's what they used.
Okay, that makes sense. That's an actual F-14 if it's a G.I. Joe crossover. Yeah, because I might say every Transformers I've ever seen Starscream, he was either a freaking F-15 or an F-22 or some alien-looking thing.
Yeah, but that's what Starscream was supposed to be.
Wait. When the hell was there a freaking Transformers G.I. Joe crossover? When the hell was that? And I want to see it.
There was crossovers in the comics.
Oh, son of a bitch.
And the only crossover back in the 80s was in Only Human. And that was an episode in season 3 of Transformers G1 where Cobra Commander did show up.
All right. I'm going to bounce. When I get back, let's do some more Animu and prepare for our Animu review show.
All right. You'll have to take the lead on that. You know more about anime than I do.
Well, no, I'm only going to be reviewing the episodes and whatnots that you have seen. It's like, I've brought you to the light. Also, decide what you want to watch. Fairy Tale. Screw you, audience.
No. I'm not telling my audience screw you. No way. Because my audience, I have 43 subscribers. I'm not telling them screw you. No way.
It's any anime fans in your audience. Okay, Fairy Tale is a very interesting anime. Either you love it or you hate it. But I'm predicting you're gonna love it for the same reasons I love it. Like Fairy Tale has a really Fairy Tale leans on one of the most overpowered things in all of anime. Okay, it's called the power of friendship. Okay, like Fairy Tale relies on that a lot, and a lot of people have issues with the power of friendship just because it's so cheesy sometimes. But Fairy Tale will hit you in fields where you will tear up in certain moments if you are a human being. So I cannot wait for you to get to certain moments where it's like, yeah, that's because I was watching like these two of my favorite YouTubers talk about fairy tale. Like, yeah, boom, and even them just even showing little clips. I'm like, oh yeah, that brought a tear to my eye. Damn, I'm tearing up thinking about it right now. That was so deep. So yeah, I can't wait. Like I said, you think My Hero Academia ain't got nothing on Fairy Tale for punching you directly in your feels. Oh, I can't wait for those moments. I can't wait for you to share those moments, bruh. But you're gonna have to take the reins because I gotta go eat before I pass out before the store closes or the restaurant shuts down or shuts down,
All right.
closes shop. I mean, if you're, I won't be gone that long, but if you're still on, I'll jump back. But I'm gonna mute myself just in case.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Go get
Peace out,
sugar up.
homie. Right?
Peace out. Good. So let's see if I could. Yeah, there. So there you have two different takes on the movie. I can remember watching the movie in the theater and tearing up at the death of Optimus Prime, and you know, TK went and saw it at a different point in times, but still, we both saw it. We both have our own views on the movie and our own takes on the movie, and that's what this show is all about. Our different looks at different movies and TV series, whatever. Okay? And if you'd like to follow TK, I will show his Twitch feed right here. It's twitch.tv/chaos WOTNX. So he streams a lot of War Thunder, and if you like War Thunder, then by all means stop by and pay him a visit. But when it comes to Transformers the movie, I don't even remember what trailer I saw with the movie. But I still remember, going into the movie thinking, I'm going to see a Transformers movie. This is going to be so awesome. And then, of course, you know, characters end up dying because Hasbro discontinued those toys, and the rest is history. Transformers resurrected in the mid '90s with Beast Wars figures. Of course, by that time I was out of Transformers. I still had my original figures because I was keeping them. Like these reasons of hopefully having a family of my own in the future and being able to pass them down, that kind of thing. And in the 2000s, there was some Transformers series, and of course, in 2007, there was the first live action Transformers movie. Then in 2009, you had Revenge of the Fallen. Then I believe it was 2011 where Dark of the Moon came out, and 2014 where Age of Extinction came out, and 2017 The Last Night. And of all those live action movies, the first one was my particular favorite. But my favorite of all the Transformers movies will always go back to Generation 1's Transformers the movie. And in case, because I'm just going to go back and resume discussing the Suicide Squad. As far as those numbers are concerned, the box office people have moved on from going into the movie theater. A lot of people would rather spend time at home, pay 14.99 for a subscription to be able to watch a movie released by Warner Brothers as opposed to watching a $30 movie on Disney Plus when they're already paying the subscription on top of it, like TKO had already mentioned. And you know, I went into Suicide Squad thinking, okay, this movie's either gonna be good or it's gonna be terrible. Well, I ended up having a good time with the movie because it gave me that escapism for those 2 hours and 13 minutes or however long the movie actually was from start to finish. I enjoyed myself, and I review on it. It wasn't really much of a review, I'll admit that, but I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, and if you haven't seen it, give it a chance. Now, it is a hard rated R movie, so I wouldn't recommend letting any younglings watch it. But if you like movies that are action packed, have some humor, have a little bit of gore, well, then this is a movie to see. And, it's Warner Brothers' best movies as far as the DC universe is concerned, despite what the box office numbers are. So, another thing I was thinking about talking about tonight, but I'll save that for another one. But I'll let you all know what it's going to be. It's probably in the next episode of Pop Talk. I'll be discussing the Back to the Future trilogy. What I've seen the first one in the movie theater, and you know, Back to the Future Part Two, then Part Three. Talk about the attraction that was at Universal Studios, what I remember of it. And then, of course, there's the animated series, so on and so forth. And I'm almost thinking that I probably make that an edition of Pacific 4 and 4 movie review, going through the whole first movie, then part two, then part three. That's what I'm thinking, as well as the Bukowski movie review because that's not going as well as planned. I'll admit that. Of course, I've also had a few other things pop up that I've had to put some priority into, and it's just life. But there's definitely going to be future videos coming up on this channel, future live streams on this channel, whether it be Pop Talk, whether it be the occasional episode of the box score, covering the Cubs games, considering the state of the team right now. And as I mentioned in last night's edition of the box score, if you have a baseball team that you follow, want me to have a team, I would be more than happy to do so. You can find me on social media and send me a DM on Twitter. You can also find me on Instagram. You can find me on Discord. That's number. So if you're already on Discord, just punch in those last four numbers. You should be able to find me. But when it comes to the Suicide Squad, I still highly recommend it. Like I said in my review, if you just want to forget about things for a while and have fun, then definitely, definitely do it. And as far as memories of Transformers the movie, those are childhood memories. Those are good memories from, you know, my childhood. And not saying that any of my memories are bad, but I just want to talk about the movies I remember growing up on and sharing what my love for those movies was at the time, and if I've even gone back to watch them ever since. Some of them I had and went, "What did I see in this movie?" And then others, it's like, eh, I still got a soft spot for this movie, and I definitely still have a soft spot for Transformers the movie. Not gonna lie, still have a soft spot for that movie just because of the whole arc. of that movie and what it led to. Yes, it led to the first time ever seeing a character in a show or that was in a show that ended up dying. And then, of course, what it led up to. Like I said, it led up to the return of Optimus Prime because some ticked off parents wrote Hasbro and said, we can't believe you do these things as far as, killing off characters in a film geared toward kids, and especially Optimus Prime. I heard the story of the one kid, and yeah, this might be an exaggeration, but you know, the story goes on to say that he locked himself in his room for a week after the death of Optimus Prime. I mean, I don't think, you know, back then these businesses even cared how popular these characters were, what they meant to kids at that time. Characters like He-Man and the rest of the Masters of the Thundercats, characters in G.I. Joe, characters in Transformers, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, just to name a few. Even Ghostbusters. You see how popular Ghostbusters was as far as the movie was concerned, and then there were the two animated Ghostbusters series, one based on the filmation comedy from the 70s, and then you had the real Ghostbusters animated series, which was based on, you know, the 1984 Ghostbusters movie. So you never know what kind of impact these particular shows or movies might have on you. And when you sit back and as you get older and you think back, wow, that was an awesome movie, or wow, what did I ever see in that movie? But then you're a kid, so you see something and it puts a lasting impression on you, and that's what excuse me, that's what Transformers the movie did for me. It made a lasting impression. And another thing that really impressed me, especially when you look at the series itself and then, the movie, is just the higher quality of animation for the characters in the animation. And you could tell this was a big screen effort. And the budget, of course, was bigger than what it was for that 30-minute animated episode that you would see each and every day of the week. And, Transformers the movie led into G.I. Joe the movie. And one of the things that they changed in G.I. Joe the movie was the fact that Duke was supposed to die in that movie. And even in the special features, they even mention how Duke was supposed to die in G.I. Joe the movie. And because of what happened and Optimus dying and the trauma that it caused for kids, they ended up changing it where Duke ended up in a coma, all because of what happened in Transformers the movie. Now, in G.I. Joe the movie, you don't see any of the other characters die because, as I seem to recall it, Transformers the movie did, you know, basically lay the groundwork as to what not to do. And and Hasbro and the parties involved. And of course, all those characters that didn't die in G.I. Joe the movie, you could still find them on the pegs at your local Toys R Us, KB Toy Store. You go into a Kmart, a Target, or, parts of the country, Walmart. There's even this one store called Gemco that I remember growing up in Southern California. And you would see, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Masters of the Universe, all those toys, and then of course Thundercats. So you had all that. with Transformers the movie and GI Joe the movie, they had the only similarities being that they were produced by the same company, being Sunbow, and some of the writers from both animated series, you know, worked on the movie. Some exclusively worked on one show, and then some worked on both shows, but things like that. And I know I'm just rambling right now, but if you have anything you'd like to add, anything that or just want to say hi, go ahead and say hi. Really, appreciate people stopping by, letting me talk for a little while, and whether it be doing this or a live game stream or a recap of the Cubs game. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. It means a lot because I never thought I would be doing something like this, you know, as a hobby and just doing it for fun, really. Just doing it for fun. And, Pop Talk is just where I talk about things I love. Things I loved about Back to the Future, things I've, excuse me, that's a little better. But, Transformers, Back to the Future, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Star Trek, Buck Rogers. Anybody remember watching Buck Rogers? If you don't, then you might be too young. And of course, watching Babylon and, being able to watch Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine back to back in the area where I grew up in San Marcos, California. And just keep it on one channel and get my sci-fi fix. And, watching Sliders. If anybody remembers Sliders with Jerry O'Connell and John Reese Davies. No, I like that show in the beginning, and then it just seemed to go off the rails. But that's what Pop Talk's about. It's just about talking about pop culture and what we love about pop culture. And even if, you're interested in things that you want to discuss it, feel free to discuss it. Because excuse me, there I go again. One of the things I like to do is, we all do it. We all have YouTubers we like to watch. And what's fun about watching some of these other YouTubers is when they're talking about their other passions. Some are more passionate about comic books than others. Some especially love, the fantasy genre more than others. When I first heard people talking about Lord of the Rings, and I remember watching the animated movie that was out, and it actually came out in the 70s, and watched it in the 80s because I rented it. But, never really reading the books until later, but not really getting into the books. And then just, a few months ago, I thought, I'm going to give the books another chance since it's been many years since I read the books, and also give, excuse me, there I go again. And, give the movies that I'll admit I I don't wanna go see that, and then actually watching the movie and going, "Why didn't I go see that?" That was right up my alley. I like the fantasy genre. I always have, and that was right up my alley watching, The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings, The Two Towers, and Return of the King. So I really loved it, and it made me go, "I need to buy the books and read the books again." So that's what I ended up doing. But or hear other people's passion about it and being open to take a chance on something that maybe I wasn't as passionate about, but I could at least develop an appreciation for. So I think on that note, I am going to go ahead and wrap up this episode of Pop Talk. And I want to thank each and every one of you for my good friend TKO, aka the head of the Digital Department of Defense, for joining me on this conversation. I really appreciate it. As a matter of fact, I will bring it up on screen once again. If you want to follow him on Twitch, you can follow him on twitch.tv/chaos WOTNX. And if you like what you saw here on this channel, please subscribe. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on my own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/PACIFIC414. And you can find me on Instagram. Again, if you are on Discord, just type in 4343 and I should come up. And if you like the content that you see here, like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you all very much. Have yourselves a great rest of your Monday, great rest of your week, and I will see you later on. Take care, everyone.